more than one part. That's what I mean, so individual exams. All right, so they spent months prepping for PEP, and a total of 5 days, 3 days, or 5 days? 5 days in the exam room, and now that they put their pens and the papers down, or pencils and papers, I'm not sure what they use now. Back in my day, it was pencil. Last Wednesday, we are dying to hear how it went. Students, Tasha Jones of Oz Prep, Keon Smith Sterling of Mannings Hill Primary, Rebecca Grant of Holy Family Primary is here with the principal of Holy Family, Christopher Wright. Good morning to you all. Thank you for being here. Kids, how y'all feeling?
We're confident.
Oh, you have your, okay. Confident? Okay, whoa. Wait. All right, so let me, Tasha, you're confident.
Confident.
All right, Rebecca, how you feel?
Nervous.
You're nervous. Okay, and Keon?
Confident.
All right. So, Principal, let me start with you. So they had 3 areas in which to do exams, but they sat the exams over more days because one section might have had more than one part. So talk us through the process of the exam.
So we had the ability test,
Right.
and the performance task, which was 2 days. The ability test was 1. And the curriculum base was 2, so it was a total of 5 days.
Okay.
Over a 3-month period. So they started in February and ended in April.
How did your students feel coming out of the exam?
Well, as Rebecca expressed earlier, she was a little bit nervous. Most are pretty confident that they did their best. Some expressed how challenging the exam was over the 5 days. It's a stressful exam.
It is.
It's high stake, and most students at that age believe that everything depends on where they are placed and how well they're doing the exam. So, everybody is putting a lot of pressure on them. Administration, teachers, parents, and the society is expecting them to do well. And so, for children at that age, that's a lot of pressure for them to bear.
It's not fair to them, is it?
I don't know if it's fair. It's not fair, but maybe at that age, they shouldn't be doing that level of testing for them to be placed in a secondary school. So while I believe that the exam itself is a good method of testing them and getting them to think critically and to analyze things, and we need that as a society. But to be competing at that age for what we'll call a prestigious space is what I have a challenge with, and I think that is going to stay with us for a very long time until we can create equal education opportunity for our people.
So guys, on a scale of 1 to 10, let me start with you, Tash. How hard, all right, let me not say how hard because I don't want to lead you. On a scale of 1 to 10, what was the difficulty of PEP?
Well, to me
10 being the hardest, 1 being the easiest.
Well, personally, it's like a 5 in between. It's not that hard. It's not that easy, but I tried. So it's not going to be that hard unless you understand and put your mind to it.
Right.
And that's what I did, so it's not that hard.
So what you prepared for leading up, when you went into the room for the exams and you saw the questions, were you like, yes, I got this, or uh-oh, this is...
Yes, I got those because all the practice tests led to the PEP exam, and our practice test was actually harder than the actual exam.
So you were well prepared.
We're well prepared.
Okay. Miss Becky, what about you? Scale of 1 to 10.
For me, personally, it's 6.
It was a 6 in difficulty. Okay. What was the hardest part for you? Tell me what the difficulty was.
The difficulty, well, like mock, that. It was
harder than mocks, or it was easier than mocks?
It was easier, but while entering the room, I was like...
Yeah. How it was racing and you were...
Yeah.
So how did you calm yourself?
I was like, all right, make everyone that's counting on me proud. And just do it.
It's too much pressure. I'm not leading anybody, but they really feel like they have the weight of the world on their shoulders. And I guess you feel like if you don't do well, not only will you let everybody down, but you know, it's like almost some parents are almost telling their kids, you know, this is how you get to where you need to go. Holy Papas never get our common entrance pick. We were okay. But this is a different level of pressure. What about you, Keon? Scale of 1 to 10, how hard was it? Or how easy was it?
It was a 5 for me
5.
because for most of what the questions asked, when we got the mock test, we like did that. But for what most of them asked, it was taught in the curriculum.
Okay, so you were prepared. All right, let me see the cards that you guys have. So you have confident, good. All right. So tell me the areas again. Ms.
So
Bora.
the ability test.
Ability test. How is the ability test? Okay, you're confident. Taj, confident. Keon. Yes. Okay. What's the other area?
The performance task.
Performance tasks. Is that math and language?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, performance tasks, guys. Too much work. Tell me about that, Keon. How much time did you have to complete that test?
About 2 hours.
Yeah. And you still think you got too much work to do in that time frame. So how did you manage your time?
I just did the questions one by one.
One by
split them
one.
in parts.
Did you finish? Good, that's important. Rebecca, you thought it was good? You managed well?
Yes.
Sir Taj, what happened? Why are you nervous about?
Well, because if you get like the first one wrong, you won't be able to expect that everything else would be right. So we're just crossing our fingers and our toes that will
Questions
get
are all
all right.
linked. They were all
Yes.
linked. Okay, okay. And Principal, what's the next area?
The ability test. And that,
Ability.
No, it's in the curriculum.
sorry, the curriculum based. Thank
All
you,
right.
Rebecca.
Curriculum based. Let's see. All right. Good, says Keon. You're a little nervous about that one, Becky. Why, Rebecca? Why are you nervous about that one?
Well, for me, it's a different exam. You haven't seen the paper before. You don't know what's coming on it, basically. So you had to be like nervous. I was nervous.
Would you use bad for anything? Or nothing was bad? Nothing was bad for any of you. But let me see, what are some of the other cards you have? Too much work you've used.
Not so good.
Not so good. Anything not so good? No?
No.
Okay, so exam finished now. What was the first thing you did after exam?
Well, we started playing on the computer.
All right, games, release, and excitement. So important. Rebecca, what's the first thing you did after exam?
Well, I played, but when I went to grandma, I took out my reading book and started to read it because it was interesting.
Womp womp. All right, what about you, Taj?
Celebrate.
I mean, know you're a celebrator. So how did you kind of reassure them after the test? What would have been your next steps after they were
Well,
finished?
you know, I believe that my students were as prepared as they could be, and I kept on saying that to them, that, you know, once they do their best and they are confident that that was done, then we just have to sit and wait until the results are here, so we can look at them and see what they have yielded for us. And your hard work and the preparation of the students over the last couple of months would have given me enough confidence to know that they'll do their best,
Yeah.
and that their best will be good enough.
So what happens in the window between now and when they're supposed to start high school in September?
Oh, well, the curriculum is never ending, you know, and so there are always work to be done, and, you know, there are other areas that needs to be developed in students when
As they go into high
as they
school?
go into high school, and so the teachers will be working on those
So
areas.
this is like a pre-orientation. for-
I would want to think that, yes, and
Yeah.
that is important, so that when they go to high school, it's not, you know, even though it might still be a shocker, but we prepare them as best as we can to enter that other phase of their education.
Are you guys excited about going to high school? Yes? Rebecca said no, thank you. You can't skip it though, lady. Gotta go through it. Keon, where do you want to go? Which high school do you want to go to?
Women's or JC.
Okay, good picks. Rebecca.
Women's or St. Andrews High School for Girls.
Okay, and
KC or Women's.
KC or Wilma's. Wow. Well, you have a little while to wait. How do you feel while you wait? I'm sure there's a card there. I'm sure there's a card there. Well, yes, 2 nervous and one confident. Well, you guys, let me tell you, you have earned some rest at the very least. Lots of love and encouragement. You've done a lot of work. I know you look ahead to what is next, and we really do wish you all the very best. Lessons learned out of this principal, and what can you tell, other teachers, other parents who are looking to having PEP kids next year? There's some grade 4ers who will be having and 5ers who will be having tests before the end of this school year.
Yes.
So what do you say to them?
Well, parental support is very, very important in education, and I'm just going to encourage those who are really interested in their children to give as much support to the school and to the teachers. There should be a connection between home and school, and I think over time that will ensure that the students their children will do well academically, and they need the support. And so for parents, they need to give as much support as they can. And teachers, the teachers, it is a very daunting task, and some teachers might suffer burnout from preparing the students. So they too have to be careful of how they go about preparing the students, because at the end of the day, we want everybody to be at their optimum best to ensure that.
And there were questions throughout the school year as to whether teachers were ready and teachers
I believe that the ministry would have done its best where that is concerned in doing workshops and preparing them to even administer the performance task. So I think because of the newness of the exam, most persons would have been anxious, myself included. And so, those workshops would have helped to eliminate some of those, the anxiety of teachers. And so, it's new, and I think it's something going forward we'll have to accept. It's in policy, we can't change it.
Right.
And so, the teachers themselves are prepared mentally to handle that situation.
Yeah, there's a notion that this year would have been a little easier as the first year, so that the expectations aren't set too high. We'll see how the results go and whether that is proven or disproven. Thank you very much, guys, for talking to us this morning. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for having us.
And all the best to you on your choices, right?
Thank you.
All right. Students, Tajri Jones of Vast Prep, Keon Smith-Sterling of Mannings Hill Primary, and Rebecca Grant and her principal, Christopher Wright of Holy Family Primary. We're heading into our 7 o'clock block. We can find out what's on the table after this break. Please stay with us.